I think we seen last week what Kobbie can bring. It was great. You know, he's quite straight-faced and he doesn't give you an awful lot, but you could see the way he played and he expressed himself. He was enjoying himself.
Michael Carrick didn't need a manual when he walked back into Carrington. He didn't need a PowerPoint presentation to understand what was sitting right in front of him. He knew that to save Manchester United's season, he had to do one thing: unshackle Kobbie Mainoo.
Now it's, for me, Kobbie Mainoo needs a partner. When you think of Manchester United midfield, I think of Mainoo, and they're probably still looking for one other, I would imagine, in the transfer market. And within a sort of 6-month time frame from making his debut and coming in, and where he finds himself now, what he's done for Manchester United, scoring a cup final.
The version of Mainoo we've seen in the last 180 minutes isn't just a prospect anymore. This is a refined, high-octane midfielder who has been turned into the Premier League's worst nightmare. For months, he was the ghost of Old Trafford, a talent hidden in the shadows of a tactical system that didn't understand him. But in just 2 games under Carrick, Mainoo has recaptured the magic that made the world stop and stare during his breakout season. The work rate, elite; the technique, flawless; the results, a 100% record under a manager who actually speaks his language. Mainoo isn't just back, he's evolved. He's playing with a point to prove, and if you're a rival fan, that should terrify you. It's wild to think that we were only days away from this story ending in a completely different way, possibly in a different country altogether.
He oozes class. He took the ball in areas where you think an experienced player will be taking it, and he never once give it away.
Let's be real. At the turn of the year, Kobbie Mainoo was done. He was fed up. Imagine being one of the brightest talents in world football and not starting a single league game for half a season. It wasn't because of injury, and it certainly wasn't because of a lack of quality. It was because Ruben Amorim had a theory that Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes simply couldn't coexist. Amorim's insistence that it was an either-or situation created a toxic atmosphere. He viewed them as competitors for the same space rather than partners in the same mission. It was tense, it was messy, and for a moment, it looked like United were about to commit the biggest transfer blunder of the decade. Chelsea were circling. Napoli were making concrete moves. The paperwork felt like a formality, but then the axe fell on the Amorim era, and Michael Carrick stepped in. Carrick didn't see a competition between Mainoo and Bruno. He saw a foundation. He saw a kid he had watched grow through the academy, a kid who understands the DNA of Manchester United better than any tactical setup ever could. Carrick's first executive decision? Kobbie starts. No questions asked. The first true test of the Carrick era wasn't a gentle introduction. It was the Manchester Derby. The world was watching to see if Carrick was just a vibes manager or if he actually had a plan. He flipped the script. He started Mainoo alongside Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, the exact trio Amorim claimed would fail. What followed was a masterclass in midfield control. Mainoo didn't just survive against Rodri, Phil Foden, and Bernardo Silva. He dominated them. Let's look at the numbers because they are staggering. Defensive grit. Mainoo recorded 3 tackles, joint second most, and more interceptions than any other United player. Efficiency. Despite City having 68.2% of the ball, Mainoo made every touch count. He was the escape valve for the defense. The wall, United's compact shape, restricted City to just 1 shot on target. Think about that. One of the greatest attacking machines in history was reduced to nothing because Mainoo patrolled the half spaces like a veteran. Before we dive into the Arsenal masterclass, do me a favor. If you think Kobbie Mainoo is the future of the England midfield, hit that subscribe button below. It helps us reach more fans and keep the number 9 community growing. Now back to the tactics. If the City game was about defensive discipline, the clash against league leaders, Arsenal, was about pure, unadulterated talent. Carrick kept the same lineup, and Mainoo rewarded that faith with a performance that felt like a 15-year veteran was wearing the number 37. Long pass accuracy, 100% overall. Pass accuracy, 85%. Work rate, no player on the pitch covered more ground. The highlight? That assist for the winner. Even when he looked exhausted in the final 10 minutes, Mainoo found the energy to drive forward and pick the lock. But the real story is the partnership with Casemiro. It's a master and apprentice dynamic. Casemiro acts as the anchor, allowing Mainoo to be the conductor. They balance each other perfectly. When one goes, the other stays. It's natural, it's fluid, and it's exactly what United have been missing since the days of Carrick himself. When you think of the United midfield, you think of legends, Scholes, Keane, Robson, Carrick. To put a 20-year-old in that bracket is usually dangerous. But Mainoo feels different. He has that Old Trafford DNA, the ability to stay calm when the stadium is shaking. We have to remember how close we came to losing this. The t-shirts, the rumors, the attitude questions under Amorim. It was a character assassination of a player who just wanted to play. Now the conversation has shifted. It's no longer about if he's good enough. It's about how far he can go. He's already been to a Euro final with England. He's already scored iconic winners against Wolves and Liverpool. He's already won a cup final. The progression drop we saw over the last few months wasn't Mainoo's fault. It was a failure of management. The second half of the season is here, and the narrative has changed. Kobbie Mainoo is no longer a prospect. He is the heartbeat of Manchester United. Under Michael Carrick, the nightmare for the rest of the Premier League has just begun. If he keeps this up, we aren't just talking about a young player having a good run. We're talking about the birth of a world-class superstar. What do you think? Is Mainoo the real deal, or is this just a new manager bounce? Can he and Bruno really lead United back to the top, or do they still need more help in the market? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Don't forget to hype the video and subscribe to number 9 for the best deep dives in football. See you in the next one.